Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Art and Design Education Expo. We're really delighted to have Deirdre from Griffith College joining us today. So let me just tell you about her. Ms. Deirdre has been with Griffith College since 2004, and she leads the design faculty, the faculty of design, both in terms of program design and curricular design at the undergrad as well as postgrad level. Uh, Deirdre has completed uh, her postgrad in third level teaching and learning, from TU Dublin, MSc in multimedia from Dublin City University, and also she's completed a bachelor of fine arts from the National College of Art and Design in Ireland. Deirdre leads programmatic reviews in subject areas like interior design, architecture, fashion design, communication, project management, entrepreneurship, as well as conservation and sustainability. She also engages in college-wide issues such as policy formulation and management of academic processes, right? And she's also involved in the academic management and day-to-day running of their programs. Earlier in her career, Deirdre has worked as a multimedia specialist and where she was designing e-learning programs for pharma companies. And she has also worked with large multinational telecom operators on their multimedia platforms. Deirdre is a very well recognized and respected figure in Ireland, and she is part of several professional and academic communities such as Cumulus, Interior Educators, Institute of Designers in Ireland, and the Leo Dublin City Women in Business Network. So we're really delighted to have you here today, Deirdre.
Thank you.
We've got a fantastic a fantastic session lined up for students. The digital transformations in the design industry, and I'd just like to wish you all the best. And over to you, please.
Thanks, everyone. It's lovely to be with you. So, good morning. Here's a picture of me with some of my staff and some artwork completed recently. Yes, I'm head of faculty at Griffith College, which is the building you see in front of you here, which is quite an old campus. So our top courses are interior design, interior architecture, fashion, and art and design. So we have over 7,000 learners. We now have 12,000 on blended learning online, and we have 112 nationalities and 12 different schools in Griffith and 4 different campuses as well. So digital transformation is what I'm here to talk to you today about. And what is digital transformation? It's the change associated with any application of design technology in all aspects of human society: technology, culture, creativity, special needs, and management. So why is it happening? So digital transformation is redefining the entire design sector as we speak. There isn't a profession or a practice that isn't being radically changed by the move to digital design technologies. The fundamental impact of transformation is it brings together people, data, and processes, and new innovation. So it's really important to the design sector, creating value for both the clients and the users. So the reason it's happening really is because of user need, user demand for content, and cultural change and shift in the global economy. So I'm going to explore some of the game-changing technologies that are driving digital transformation across fashion design and interior design today. So I'm going to kick off with interior design. Some of you may be interested in this area. So in Griffith, we focus on these industry CAD software, computer-aided design. So you'll see across the board in most design colleges, you'll have the Adobe suite. Specific to interiors, we look at Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, but SketchUp, Revit, and 3D Max feature now once you get onto the program. So why is this happening? So in interiors about 20 years ago, most of the controls you had over domestic lighting was you had a dimmer switch, and that was the most excitement that anyone had. But today, you can control your lighting from your phone, set automated timers on your bedroom lights, manipulate natural light, open blinds and curtains in what is now known as smart homes. So everything is connected to either your phone, your laptop, or your tablet. So another form of transformation in interiors would be 3D printing. So the use of 3D printing in interior design has not only been introduced of creating one-of-a-kind personal furniture, but it also has brought new exciting ways of making innovative and inexpensive prototypes, so you can actually see what the piece of furniture is going to look before you actually invest in materials. So it allows the designer to experiment with new combinations of materials, shapes, structures. So you can see in the image here, it's quite organic, the shapes. So that would be otherwise difficult to make, by the human hand. So, and CNC kind of machines and any computer technology that's used in mass production has really helped. But 3D printing now is really revolutionizing what we do in interiors. So the next transformation is smart tools. I've discussed some of the tools that we use in Griffith, but designers now in interiors, like years ago when I would have started, a designer would have just had a tape measure, some drawing paper, and their phone as a method of communication. But now all those tools have revolutionized. So we're talking about virtual visual aids that have shaken the industry. So SketchUp is quite a basic tool, but can have really amazing features like plugins for virtual reality. The Adobe Creative Cloud, I mean, when you go in to do 3D work, our students are now using After Effects and making amazing 3D work using Autodesk. They use 3D Max, and Revit is a huge revolutionized program, which I'll talk about because of BIM, and V-Ray then is another plugin that's used for 3D. So these tools have really revolutionized the industry. So before you were just using pencil and paper on a drafting board, but now you can actually make your images photorealistic before you put in the time to invest in materials. So the next one I'm talking about now is sustainability. Sustainability, if you're working in design, it's one of the most important challenges of the 20th century. So, so how does it affect the interiors? Design for energy efficiency. So the tech now that we're looking at is heating, home automation called green gadgets, and it makes you control heating and lighting remotely. So design for low environmental impact is really, really important. So materials that are quickly are extracted and environmentally responsible. So design then for waste reduction with the cradle for cradle concept. So raw materials, new products, and the circular economy of design is formed, eliminating waste. The image here on the right, we're talking about cavity wall, flat roofs kind of technology that's been developed for spaces now, insulating for homes, airtightness, high performance demand for central ventilation, which can be digitally, air source heat pumps and solar, which can all lead to a very comfortable, warm home. So the next one I'm going to is the digital realm. So we're going into virtual reality. So how does interiors work in virtual reality? So it allows a designer to design really, really quickly and iterate quickly because you're dealing in three-dimensional space. It allows you to fail fast because when you look at your goggles and you can see the room, you can see really, really quickly what works and what doesn't work. And then you can move a project from prototyping into a build phase using augmented reality. Some of the ways I see augmented reality being used in Ireland at the moment are when property developers are trying to sell homes off the plan. So they actually create, instead of a home for somebody to visit, they would create a virtual home so you can buy straight off the plans and the buyer can see what the interior of the building would look like. Our students have also worked on research projects where we're actually looking at materials, and we can use virtual reality to see the world through the eyes of somebody with dementia, because really the spatial perception of somebody with dementia is very different. So when you look through virtual reality glasses, you can see someone with dementia, you strip the colors away and you see their visual perception very different. So lighting, etc., and materials are really important. So if you were designing for a home for somebody with dementia, that would be important. So other big companies, like you should all know who Ikea is. They are one of the first to bring augmented reality to the interior design industry. So Ikea's augmented reality allows the customer to use a smartphone to look at how furniture would look like in their own space. So you take a photograph of your interior and then you can actually put the piece of furniture, the product into the place. So that's really great for a buyer, because you can see what it looks like before you buy it. So hopefully it increases their sales as well. So then BIM, I'm going to talk about. That's huge here in Ireland at the moment and across Europe. What is BIM? Building Information Modelling. So it's a collaborative digital design software that allows you to create design data, 3D modeling, simulation. So it really looks at from the concept of design through to detail, through to build, and how you operate. So BIM has revolutionized. It's a game changer. It's really disrupting the design, interior, architecture, construction industry. So it has this 360 approach from the facility manager through to the designer who come up with the original concept. So it allows people to undertake very large scale builds and renovations involving design, construction and structural teams, and they can all collaborate in the one project. So you can have your designer, your architects, your structural engineers, your Q&A and your project manager all working off one file. So the beauty of this is that you should be able to cost a building from start to finish. So really, all public buildings that are made across Europe are being designed at BIM. And if you haven't moved to BIM, you're kind of at a loss. You have to hire someone to do it for you. So the next technology I'd like to talk about is point clouds. They are really important because they've been used in geographical mapping, CAD modeling and BIM. So basically it's a laser scanner, and this type of scanner creates a point emitting a laser beam. So you can actually now really create very accurate mapping and CAD drawings using these point clouds. So it's the most complete set of raw measurements of real world objects. That's simply that. So I'm just now going to move on to digital transformation in fashion for anyone that's interested in the fashion industry. So the fashion industry is a really huge sector globally across the world, and I know a lot happens in India with offshore production. So these are the CAD softwares that we're using in Dublin at the moment. So you'll see the Adobe Suite. We use Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. We use that for doing flat garment patterns. We also use a program called Lectra. So Lectra is a French software, but it's used for CAD, computer-aided patterns and manufacturing. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about why use CAD and Cam in fashion. So it allows patterns to be made in less time, reduce the number of physical prototypes needed to be created, and then it generates the initial product, the fashion product, a lot faster with lower costs. So basically you can cost how much material it's going to be to create your fashion garment. You can guarantee quality and fitted products as well because it's digital. You can make sure that the sizes are all the same. You can optimize the development of new collections and style, and of course, the main thing for business is that they're saving money by the automated lay planning, and you can optimize the fabric for cutting. So basically, you can get the most out of your fabric where before there was a lot of waste. So a new product that's come into the market, which we're currently looking at, is Clio, which is virtual fashion, where you're creating garments. You can see the pattern here on my right and creating it then in 3D. So big brands like Adidas, Hugo Boss are among the clientele. So this is really transforming the industry because it actually helps with sustainable design as well. So for instance, physically, you may only have a few chances to try out a few different silhouettes when you're designing, but with a click of a button, you can try out a number of fabrics when you're using the software, and you can, program it to look at things, the different drapes, the different drops of a garment. You can try out jersey, you can try out leather, and it's just clicking a button, and, it's very user friendly. So let's show you now how this virtual 3D is working. So now fashion designers are selling digital clothes that don't actually exist yet. So it's a really good way to see if there is a market demand. So one of the major problems in the world today is the fashion industry. It's not very sustainable. So digital fashion would actually help this, because you're looking at 3D rendered garments. They don't actually exist yet, because it's usually the manufacturing process of fashion that creates the problem. So it means that if you're not over making stuff, that you can go for much greener, zero waste or alternatives. So it really helps the environment, the negative effects of manufacturing. So digital fashion then, basically you can just put yourself in an image and you can create an avatar, so you can see what you're going to look like before you actually purchase the garment as well. So that's of great benefit. So a fashion brand in the Netherlands, sorry, not the Netherlands, in Scandinavia, they have 200 stores, Carlings, across Norway, Finland and Sweden. So they really look at virtual clothes, and here's some of the pieces that they created. So they were inspired by anyone who's a gamer, Fortnite. So they were inspired by the whole idea of having avatars. I know my kids talk about their skins. So this is the real concept. So these actual garments sold out their streetwear collections within a month. So the next kind of big revolution is in the sports industry. So fashion labels are looking at new technology. So Nike are using augmented reality, so you can scan your feet at home and look at your new trainers. You can see there the Vans as well. So it kind of solves the biggest problem in retail, that you're trying it out to risk what it looks like before you buy. So if it suits you or not. So this is the last piece I wanted to show you. This is a digital dress that sold for $9,500 at blockchain event called the Ethereal Summit in New York in May. So the dress, this was in 2009, was called Iridescence. It was created by a digital agency, and the designer was Johanna Joksky, and the blockchain company Drapers. You can see the girl modeling it there. It actually sold before it was actually put onto Instagram. So another huge thing with this virtual fashion is, that things can be sold before they're even created. So this actually doesn't even exist. So I just want to finish off just really saying that digital transformation is a very complex and never-ending journey. So at the start, as I was introduced, I've been working 20 years in education, and what has kept me in the area is that I love change, I love technology, and I love how it can advance and help the design industry. So we're always looking for new technology to bring into the classroom. It actually helps students get jobs. So if you'd like to keep in touch with me, here's my details here. I work in Griffith College in Dublin, and thank you very much for joining, and hopefully you can join, albeit at session later where you can ask me questions about anything. So just a little idea of what Griffith looks like. And I'm just going to finish up. I think there's lots of questions. Yes, we do have postgrads. We have postgrads in applied digital media, which you can apply to. We also have communication design, graphic design. No, we don't have doctoral programs at the moment. So we're mainly an industry-led design faculty. So majority of our staff actually work either in the design industry or have worked in the design industry. So it's a very practical-based course, which allows learners, to get jobs afterwards because we're actually using up-to-date skills. Okay, I'm looking at an MBA. I'm also our faculty is mainly design. So MBA would be business. Performing arts we actually have at Griffith, in Griffith College in Dublin. Yeah, and there's MBA also in Dublin. Yes. Any more questions? Hopefully I've got everything. So I will be talking at a chat room later, and we do have graphic design courses and postgraduates. As I said, it's the applied digital media. And yes, we offer graphic and fashion courses. So in our fashion design, there is a lot of graphic elements involved in that as well. So I think I've got all the questions. Textile, yes, there's lots of developments in the textile industry, digital print. As I only had a short period of time, I couldn't go into everything, so I just generically took fashion industry. But yes, there has been a lot of changes in textiles, as in using computers to create materials, and also in digital printing as well. So courses in fashion, our course in fashion is either an ordinary level or a higher level degree in fashion design. So it's a 3-year honours program. You would need a portfolio to get in, but if you don't have a portfolio, you can just add on a portfolio year. Yes, we have a game design program in Griffith as well, and we also have a collaboration with animation. So I've actually hopefully put up files there that you can look at our graduates, undergrad offerings, so you can go in and have a look there of other programs. There is performing arts. It's called the Leinster School of Music in Griffith College. So if you go into www.griffith.ie, you can have a look. Film and TV. Yes, there's film and TV in Griffith College as well. So if you want to look through the website, you'll actually see a little bit more. But I can only take 2 areas today, so I couldn't cover every part. So around what time? The application process, you can actually start it now, but I think if you require a visa, you should start it as soon as possible and get onto our international office in India, because obviously it takes a little while. Industrial design, no, but we do interaction design. It's part of the communication design program. And yes, we have a graphic design program undergrad. So just go onto the website or actually download the file, and you'll see a little bit about our graphic design. Again, the graphic design area has really transformed. Years ago, when I would have been at college, if you were a graphic designer, everything was print, but now everything is digital. So there's huge scope for UX design and also interaction design, the web. It's just huge, evolving all the time. The other big area of growth in communication design is and graphic design is motion design. So with the demand of the internet and the broadband getting better for everyone, people want their graphics to move now to grab attention. Somebody's asking about animation in Canada. I'm Griffith College in Dublin, so we have animation programs there. The master's, not in UX, but it's actually a module as part of the MSc in interactive media, so it gives you a broader base. I'm not we don't do textiles, but there is lots of developments with fabrics in the textile industry, but our program is fashion design. I am an academic, so unfortunately I'm not able to give you the visa details, but we do have an international office in India, so if you want to get in contact with them, they will take you through the whole process, and we have lots of students from India. Again, you'd need to talk, somebody's asking about a scholarship and certificate in art and design. Again, talk to the Indian office. There are short-term courses, actually, the master's is 1 year MSc in interactive media. The fee structure, please contact the Indian office in Griffith and they will take you through the fees for applying to Griffith College. I have only put up the academic information today, but my colleagues in the Indian office in Griffith should be able to help with further questions regarding fees and how to get a visa. But we do have lots of Indian students are very successful in applying and getting visas for Dublin. Okay, thanks everyone. It was really lovely to see you and good luck. Indian office. Hold on to see if I can. There should be somebody here from the Indian office. I wonder if they can contact you. We don't have a postgrad in interior design. We used to, but we didn't have the demand for it. Everything is now digital, looking at interactive design. Oh, we have a miss there's coming in. So there is a Griffith College booth after the session ends that you can go and find out all that information. That's great. Thanks for coming in there. And they can tell you all about the fees and how to get visas to come to Dublin. So thanks everyone. So it's 6:30. I'm going to be in a chat room later if you want to come back and join me then. Thanks everyone.